there's a pretty big problem still with big tech. And I think, with Elon Musk buying Twitter, it actually kind of exposed a little more of the problems that were actually in big tech and all of it, and kind of exposing some of the problems that are still existing, still exist today in a lot of these companies, mainly, Facebook, YouTube, Google, all these big companies. They're still doing these things that Elon Musk is releasing and telling that Twitter was doing. These companies are still doing that. They're still they're still censoring conservative content. They're still like YouTube will remove videos if they don't agree with it, even if you can use do absolutely nothing wrong. You can use cite statistics, everything, if they don't agree with it, like for COVID vaccines or something. If they disagree with what you're saying about them, they'll remove that content, give you a strike, potentially demonetize you if you're monetized or whatever, or if you're trying to get monetized, make it very, very difficult for you to get monetized. So that's a major problem that way. And so they're trying to be actively censoring conservative content because they're not, like, the vast majority of their employees are liberal, and the higher ups, the big wigs up in all these in these companies are very liberal as well. So they're telling their employees what they need to do. On top of that, those on the right, we understand what the policies that are that we're fighting for, and we understand that people make up their own minds. If they actually look at all the facts about everything, they're probably going to lean more towards the right because it actually helps more people out than those on the left. The left's all about big handouts and big government and open borders and helping everybody but the people that they're supposed to be helping. So that makes it pretty hard for them to actually win without major censorship from these big tech organizations, big tech companies like Google and Facebook and YouTube and all these. And whereas those on the right, they're actually actively telling people, the vast majority will tell people, look at both sides, see what they're saying, see what we're saying, and then come up with your own opinions. Because if you do that, you're a lot more likely to actually pick the side, the right, rather than the left. Because the right is actually going to do more good to help you out, do more good for you. I mean, not like handouts, but it's going to give you more freedom. It's going to give you the right to protect yourself and your family and do what you want with your own, with your land or your house or whatever it may be. We believe in smaller government. We believe in all that stuff that is actually good for us. The founding fathers actually wanted like a smaller government. It's just crazy how big this government is, and it overreaches and all that. Obviously there's things that I disagree with about some people on the right, but we also understand that you have to have some kind of disagreements, and that just blindly following somebody because they say they're on your side is not good for everybody. And that's what the left is doing, and they're using these platforms, these like Google and Facebook and all these companies. They're using them to censor this conservative content, so you only see the one side, and essentially brainwashing people as much as possible. They're trying to essentially brainwashing people so that they don't have that other viewpoint, so they can't see that other viewpoint, and that's the only way that they can stay in power, and that's why they're doing it. So we need to find, obviously like to find alternatives, but these are big companies. They've been around for a long time. This is what they've got good products, but they're doesn't necessarily mean that they're the best companies out there. And obviously a lot of conservatives are switching over to some of these other platforms like Rumble and whatnot for YouTube. Instead of YouTube, they're going to Rumble and some of these other companies. But the thing is, you still got to use these platforms to try and reach as many people as we can, because they are big platforms. But just know that try and see both sides, come up with what you can. If you see somebody that's liberal, obviously try and talk to them, have conversations. I don't have a problem seeing with both sides, but I think we need to cut back on the censorship, because that censorship is going to actively harm what we're trying to do as Americans, and it's not good for us, and it's something that needs to change very, very soon. And I'm hoping maybe they'll actually look into it now with the Republican Congress, you know, more Republican-led Congress. Maybe they'll actually start looking into a little bit more of this and try and maybe fight some of this big tech, because honestly, something needs done about it really soon. But if nothing else, just so that everybody can see both sides, because I think if you do, I think you'll see a lot more people coming out more conservative, because they'll be able to see both sides for once.